Unless they got fucking nonsense fucking out here. Anyway, we're getting boogieing on down with my mum in a minute. We're going back to 59. Not before I've lost these socks though. Amra would join. Yeah, wrong quick one. Oh, there we go. Still got to take the Phantom up, but we're not quite ready yet. It's been quite a mad night tonight. Put the world to rights. Anyway, we've got so many new records. Kate, we went on the right Kate Bush one. 2 12 inches I got. And I've cleaned all the glass yesterday. And I cleaned here last night. I did the other side last night. But I took the curtain down, which is yeah. And I got a new friend. I got a new friend across the road. I introduced myself. This coloured girl. Also, getting on quite well with the shopkeeper's daughter. She's quite funny, but that's for another story. And basically, she's been to uni, but her brother, he just wants to have the shop. But she's like a British Indian, so her dad talks more in Indian, but she can speak both, but she sounds just like me, or a girl from my area. Yeah, plenty of females out there, I'm telling you. But not that I'm going for any of them, because like I said, I just go with the flow. I just go with the flow, and whatever happens, happens, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I think far too many people are trying to push things on people, and fucking got agendas. You know, just be yourself, man. If anything's going to happen, it's going to happen. If it doesn't, then you've made a very good friend. That's my plea as I'm getting older. Yeah. I've gone from staring at all the girls in Adelaide for 54 years to suddenly opening my eyes to a whole new world of women out there. And of every religion, colour and country you can think of. Yeah, but I got eyes to quite a few of them. Especially like you get the black African girls that are very well educated, and the Ukrainian girls just look really pretty anyway. Yeah, a lot of them are pretty. Cheers, mate. But, yeah. Crazy. Plus, I communicate quite well, so. Got some good contacts in there. I've got somewhere, I'll clean this window tomorrow, but it only opens fucking that far. I'm slowly cleaning the windows. I don't know how I'm going to do this one, you can't get your arm out. That's as far as it goes. I'm pretty sure of it. You can't really clean that one. You'd think there'd be a clip, wouldn't you, along here? Or you'd think this would be a fire window, really. But that's as far as it goes now. If anybody can correct me on it. The only other windows I've seen is little buttons you press and obviously open it up. But it does look like it's got more sort of runners on there to open up. But if that was all on fire, trust me, that telly would be going right fucking through there. Because none of this comes out, that's all solid. And when I first moved in here, I think it must have been a plasterer or a builder, he said to me, your Artex is illegal. Yeah, I'll show you my Phantom. Them Phantoms, man. Tell you what's the best Phantom I bought for 35 quid. And we got 2 Phantom controllers. But I'm slowly building it. Because obviously, putting the props on, there's little pins that go through. But it's a lot heavier drone, so yeah, it's built a bit. Wow. Yeah, I put the legs on last night. I've kind of fired it up. Spanner didn't take off. Well, it nearly took off. It kind of wobbled on its own. Fucking. Where did I put that then? Oh, here it's over here. That one there. Check that fucking bad boy out there. 35 quid, man. Check that out. Phantom 3. You've got to remember when these Phantoms first come out, no one had ever seen drones before, man, and these are freaking a lot of people out. But I've got a, I'll show you. I've got a button on here. We might want to kill them lights as well so we get a better look. I quite like the snazzy lights on it, but I've got an issue with the charger, people. You give me a charger, but the fucking and 3 batteries, but I haven't got the correct power line to go into here, which is the thing. I've been trying to put 21 through it, so I need to find a real small thingamajig, but I think that I can still hotwire without blowing it up. I think I can hotwire the batteries until I, yeah, because there's a nice charger there. The batteries go right up in it. But anyway, let's kill the lights. We kill the lights. Drone Wars. I've now got 5 drones, but this is the ultimate, isn't it? Flying in class A2, it is. So pass me up a thing and I'll be back. 25 quid, man. Right bargain. I showed him all my new drones. He said, what do you want my old one for? 10 years old. I said, I've always wanted one. I said, 35 quid. Just mad, aren't they? Just proper bad. Got new props with it. Guards, but I won't bother with guards. 2 lots of legs. Yeah, man. When these babies first come out, people going, what's that up there? People didn't know what they were with the whole Phantom range. Before sort of drones come to the world. And I'm also doing my next exam, people. I'll do a little video on that later. Right, anyway, we're going to put the lights on. Oh, we're all lit up and ready to roll. Should we go for a fly? Not yet. Yeah, so far I've stripped it down, put the new props on. But we've not flown yet. Well, we've kind of wobbled around. Basically. Because them controllers are a bit crazy. It's not going to be like just using an old school one. Well, I say old school one of the new ones. But saying that, I think the bigger the drone, the easier it'll be for me. And I'll just, again, I'll go up really high and just hit all the buttons, trial and error. Let's turn this off. We're going to roll one of the naughty things that we roll. I'll show you the tent as well. Yeah, see me and mate again from Chatham. I've got to wash some curtains. What we've got to do is shut that window. Otherwise we'll have some shaky looking baghead like me cars. Shaky baghead just trying to get through. And then we'll have to get the chopper out and chop him up. And then put him down in the cellar once we've chopped him up. Suddenly Kent police swarm from every angle. No, you could have a few people down in the cellar. You could be a good old serial killer and fill that up. I don't know if Gilliam's ever had any serial killers. I know for a fact during the war, kids and mums must have run down there shitting themselves. But to be honest with you, these Victorian houses, you could have a direct hit on top as long as you was down, you'd be okay. It would total the top, but the cellar, it smells a bit earthy, like a musty down there though. The sort of place you'd want to take your enemies. You'd want to take your enemies, man. Tie them up and just leave them there to think about whatever they might have done to you. And then if you get bored of them, what people do in Kent, you can feed them to the pigs. How about that? There were a lot of the crazier people were fed to the pigs in Kent. Because pigs, right, will eat and eat and eat. And you can throw a body in to the pigs now and eat and eat and eat. And even when they're full up, right, they'll come back and just keep eating and eating and eat. The whole body. In fact, there's a lot of crime in Kent. And criminals and fucking robbers and all sorts of fucking nasty stuff going down. What about the Tunbridge robbers with the cage fighter, Lee Murray? They took 53 million and they left 152 million there. They didn't have enough lotteries, man. Fucking imagine leaving 152 million pounds there. I would have just held on to them for a little bit longer and got a few more lorries, man, and cleared the whole gaff out. That's what you call, that's a proper professional job. Do you know what I mean? Taking 53 million and then leaving 151 million there. They really undercooked it, man, because they came with a little lorry. Well, you'd have just gone out and nicked some more lorries, wouldn't you? Or even bought some. You'd be in the money. And how they got in, Colin Ireland, the manager, he was driving home. He left Tunbridge. And he was driving home, and this fake police car pulled him up. Said, "Oh, you better come with us." Then they sent another fake police car round to his wife. They said, "Oh, your man's been in an accident. You better come with us." And that's how they get them together. And then he's obviously just led them back to Tunbridge, let all the villains in, and they've gone to town, mate. But left 150 odd £1 million there. Oh, if you got away with that, that'd be kicking you for years, wouldn't it? Especially when you've done all your money, you've done all your dough, and you thought, God, there's another 153 million there. But we always knew, obviously, I grew up around there. We always knew that they counted the money and that in there. They burn it in there as well. You know, notes are too fucked for circulation. They burn it. But yeah. And they were dressed as police when they took the manager back. And he said, the geezer at the door looked at his manager and he thought, I wonder why he's back. But he's with a policeman. So they opened the door, then they all swarmed in. But yeah. They should have kept hold of everybody, kept hold of the situation, got another lorry and cleaned the place right out, man. Do you not think so? If you're out on a job, right, that big, and you're taking 153 million, but you're leaving 150 million there, I'm sorry, but I ain't having that. You're taking a lot. You're there for the same risk. Do you know what I mean? Imagine you could be sitting there with 53 million, or you could be sitting there with 200 odd million. But they left bits of money all around Kent though, and they buried some. And they got caught really straight away after them. I think the woman that did the cosmetics went into a local shop and bought money that was all sealed up with the stuff from Tunbridge. They did enough time in jail, but what I'd have done, I'd buried myself a big hole, but then my hole would have had a lot more money and you would have got the lot, mate. 200 million. I think they completely underestimated it when they got there. Then again, it's the same as the Great Train Robbers. And what's that other one, the Brinks Mat heist? I think they completely underestimated how much gold in that. I think they were going for money, but then happened to find loads of gold. But if you're coming across 200 million, why did they just take 50? I know they had one lorry, but they should have took it all. Have we got a torch on this thing? Because I can't see anything. And my torch isn't working because we're on the live. These flashlight, there we go. Then again, £200 million, that's a lot of money to hide, isn't it? I think you'd bury it, wouldn't you? Imagine sitting there with your mates up. Yeah, that's always puzzled me why they took 53 million and didn't just go and get some more lorries. No, really. Look how much bigger everybody's slice would have been. Do you know what I mean? Criminally minded we are on this channel. And you lot are too. You're all criminals. And it's still open today. Anybody wants to get on the job? But do a little video from there as well. It's still open today. They've got these big rocks around it, but you could get in there still. Apparently the manager has altered his route a bit, but you just go and snatch him again, don't you? Do you know what I mean? 12 ball straight in the brain. Right, follow me along. Sorry about the graphic details. You got to shock him right into it. He doesn't work there anymore, the manager. But yeah, you got to black your way in there, otherwise it's straight through to the police. But yeah, they burn money there. Be a result, just getting in the burning money part, wouldn't it? And everybody searched in and out. Wonder how many people had that were inside their body. And money, like fucking counting house. They're all probably fucking walking out like that every day. Ask for pound coins. Sorry guys. My sense is a bit warped tonight. Check out these controllers. Gosh, you see anything like that? Fucked if I had. That's going to be flying the big one. A little pad there. Yeah. Got another one there. Little switches everywhere. I think I'll get along alright. But I've still got a couple of things to do. On the drone. In fact, it's quite. That's 10 years old, that drone, but people are still flying them, man. All the Phantom range, they're all still flying them. When the Phantom 1s come out, and the 2s, and the 3s, people just didn't know what they were. People go, what the fuck's that? And they were the first drones, man, to come along. And still people now are like looking up, wow, what's that? You know, they best get used to it. Because not only will drones prosper your country, drones might come and invade your fucking country in swarms. And it's game over. Yeah. I just thought I'd be coming up 55, sitting in fucking Gillingham talking about fucking drone warfare. Gotta love it though. Could be fucking dead, mate, pushing up the roses, you know what I mean? Like I always say, we're here for fucking a good time, not a long time. Remember that people, when you're going about your daily business. You're going to be here for a good time, because it's going to be a short time. Then years are just going to trickle off you. Before you know it, you're going to be putting your pension. That's not all you're going to be putting as well. So there you go. What is sad is when all your pals start popping up, and that. I've started to notice that now. As long as my videos are pumping out, you know I'm still pumping out. fact, I feel pretty physically good to go. So that's why when I'm going to boxing today, I said ask Johnny to give me a good fucking run around. And I'll ask him how fit am I compared to the other people sort of my age. I think the cardiovascular side of it, I'm going to be bang alright at because of the cycling. I can move around okay. But yeah, do a little video from the gym. I've been up there once before. The arm-plated gym. Yeah, we'll have a little run around. I see a couple of old geezers in there early in the morning getting a good old workout. I think I'll be moving a bit quicker than them. It's the ADHD and the old Go Quick tablets. That's what it is. No, I've always been quite active and sporty and that. And that's just round the corner. Keep me fit, won't it? And I think Johnny goes on mad fucking runs, man. But 20 miles with all the fucking weights on. I'll join him for a 20 miler, but I won't be putting any fucking weights on. But then he's a little bantamweight geezer, do you know what I mean? I'm 6'2". There's more to carry than me. Yeah, little small geezer. Well, that's the trip. We get him on video talking about Elmley. I was in Elmley with him, and he was waiting for a world title shot. And the governor of Elmley let him use all the gym and that, because I had a top of the range gym at the time. Yeah, that's my connection. And Johnny Eastwood, Johnny Armour, Johnny Eastwood. That's my connection. Without Johnny Eastwood, I've never even heard of Johnny Armour. Shout out to my old pal Johnny, who's probably watching us now, thinking, fucking hell, you lot fucking waffling on. That's all good. I do like to think that our people are out there still. I'm a strong believer in vibes. Picking up people's vibes and that. You can't tell me you just snap it and that's it, man. You know what I mean? Going on somewhere else. Look at the world and the universe. You're telling me we're just here, boom, and then you're gonna snap it and that's it. I don't think so. You're going to another dimension. That's what I said to my old man. I said to him, I won't say goodbye to you, because I'll see you next time. There you go. I'm quite at ease with death. But then again, me and my dad was as well. I suppose because my mum died when I was like 10. 2 days after my 10th birthday. Sort of death kind of touched. That's why I grew up quickly. You kind of had to. That's when sort of death touched me. So me and my old man was able to talk about death. It didn't bother us. And what I'm realising now, as I'm getting older, is I'm exactly like my old fucking man. Honestly. Crazy. In my views and whatnot. Yeah. 13 years he's been gone, man. And my mum, she's been gone a hell of a lot of years. Fucking hell. But I'm lucky there. At least she left me all the music and shit to learn about. And in fact, when I learned all about my mum, it kind of blew me right away. When I was looking at who she was performing with and shit like that. Yeah, just like everybody's grand and granddad. Like, just like you ain't going to last forever, nobody lasts forever. But what we've always got, people, we've always got our memories up here. They ain't going nowhere. Yeah, I think that's nice. Getting quite deep, aren't we, tonight? But we're just telling it like it is, man. We don't butter it up on this channel. We're just giving it to you as it is. Some of these channels will sit there and be waffling away all night before they get their point out. We're not on this channel, straight to the point. And the point is, people, this whole world's looking a little bit fucked at the minute. And it wouldn't surprise me if there was a World War III right around the corner, honestly. And it's going to involve China, all the big guns. Trust me, it's coming. It is coming. And the Russians, they will be coming. That's why the government, remember when they put all the hounds on alert? Because the Russians will be coming, man. Honestly. People don't believe it, but it's going to happen. The whole globe at the minute, its eco-structure, is just shut away. You've got Russia and China, who just want more of Russia, just thinks they can just storm around doing whatever they want. And the thing is, this country needs to grow a pair of bollocks because no one's ever stood up to him. Do you know what I mean? You need to stand up to people like that. And our government don't, because Putin's threatened to nuke us on numerous occasions. So if you're living in Britain, he's threatened to nuke you, as well as me. And our government doesn't fucking bat an eyelid. I think they should. Yeah. They wipe us out in a second. Obviously I know different because I know how our submarines work. My old man was in one and so was my granddad. we know where the Russian fleet is. But crazy. Wars don't do anything, man. Just lose lives. But don't get me wrong, if a foreign fucking army now is marching up the street now, I'd be out there, mate. I'd be out there. Tool in hand, let's go, do you know what I mean? And that's just because how I feel about my country. But how many people would just go no, and run off? And run off from their fellow countrymen. Do you know what I mean? I reckon it's a high number. You'd only have your hardcore still standing there. All these pussies that were born after whatever, you might as well just show them the exit door. Because they're just going to be emotionally weak. That's the truth. I think people who's had no discipline, nothing like that, are going to be emotionally weak. Because they've never been fucking told what's what. Now, sit there stewing on it? Seriously. Seriously. There's no consequences now. Obviously, when you grew up, you might not want to do something naughty because your old man might find out and give you a thick ear. Because I know my dad gave me a thick ear, and a lot of my pals was getting thick ears and worse than thick ears. I think it was quite common back then. And I don't think it's wrong, because I think there's a big line between giving your kid a little whatever because you touched the fire and sexual abuse on a child. There's a big line there, mate. And there's no consequences now for the kid. I knew that if I got in trouble, my old man was going to be like looking for me. You know what I mean? So I knew to swerve him. But because if I knew that there was no consequences, you'd just be taking the piss, wouldn't you? Can you see the logic there? Phil for Prime Minister. I reckon. What would I do first? I'd probably pull the dinghy crew back in the dinghies, and what we do was blow them off the coast and take them home. I'll start taking over all these high-rise flats for posh people and start giving them to like the community and people that need them, because they're gentrifying areas in London and in Kent now, where your proper Londoner is getting pushed out, man, because there's fucking nobodies with money there. It's very sad. Very sad. Do you know what I mean? Imagine what this country's going to be like in like 50 years' time. I won't be here, do you know what I mean? So I won't give a shit. But can you imagine what fucking morons are going to be running it then? They'll probably all fucking blew themselves up by then, I reckon. I don't know. Well, when the Russians come, I'll be sitting there with my drones loaded and ready to go. Loaded up with weaponry. Check that out. That is what you call a bad boy. I can't stop grabbing it. That is what you call the ultimate bad boy. As you don't know how much torque that's got to have to lift that. I'll give that a good clean up. I'll put new props on. Put the legs on. But you imagine the size of that light flying up. I suppose we could always give it a fly about. To be honest, I've got the I'll show you the controller, but it's fucking, you can tell why people were freaked out when they first started seeing these going around. Because you wouldn't have looked out the window and gone, oh, that's a drone, because it was a new concept. But yeah, 35 quid for a phone. Crazy, really. I've got lots of accessories. The only issue I've got is the battery charger has an input. All the transformers I got putting too much through it, and I get like an error message, which is a bit of a bummer. Yeah, let's get the drones going. I can always go to the Ukraine, sit in one of them vans with the goggles on, flying in the Russians. Check this bad boy out. It's what you call a bad boy controller. Check it out, man. Now, has anybody ever seen a controller like that? Because the fact I have before. Anybody seen anything like that before? What you got a little screen that comes up here as well, and you can tap that. I don't even know how you get it to. I think last night I was just bashing shit, and it come up. But they seem to be, where's that spray? Takes batteries as well. Where's that, I've got some WD-40 somewhere. Is that in there? I did have. What do you reckon though, people? Have you ever seen anything like that? I hadn't. Yeah, all I did last night was just wobbling around. It made a mad noise. But I hadn't been going for 10 years. I've done all the props, give it a little oil. But to be honest, I only need a cloth over it. Yeah, let's check that one. See, when I turn that driver on, that pair with that, hang on. Look at the fucking size of it around there. That is a hefty drum. I think it's about 1800 thingamajigs. But basically that's the front. Like that. That's on now. But how you'd start the drum, I don't know. Probably hit them too. Maybe that one, maybe. I know it's good. All I wanted to do is take off a bit. Oh. I'll get up now. To be honest, I don't know what I'm doing with it. It did more last night. Anybody know the correct procedure? Because I don't. Maybe it's the other controller. That's it, eh? I don't know how I'm going to charge the batteries for it, because what we'll do, we'll take this out in a minute and fucking see if we can get it airborne. But I don't know what manoeuvre you make on the. Normally you hit the sticks invertedly, and can't remember what I did last night. I was just fucking moving them about. Yeah. But it's all good. Maybe it's the other controller. I should have thought any controller would work. Still brilliant drone. Very clean drone. Quite a beast of a drone. Weight wise. Right, so we've got another controller. Try this one. I've lost one of my blue batteries, I think. It's in my pocket. So don't kick off tonight out there. Otherwise we'll have to go out there and do a few Bruce Lee moves. that involve big knives. Has she gone to punch him then? I have to be sticking up for the citizens, the innocent ones. That one the other night, he just didn't deserve a fucking kick in the head. Right. Something occurring there. Posher boys, man. Not street kids. The posh brigade are fucking having it between themselves. Lady Penelope. Some fucking randoms walk by there all night, some of them. You feel like opening the window going, oh, you noisy cunt. They're just noisy fuckers they are out there. And someone pulls a fucking trolley about 4 in the morning up here. And it just stops right outside my door. I think it's someone with a trolley. Well, first of all, I thought that's somebody bang at it. But then I had the trolley start up again. Was that someone having little breaks or what? But yeah, there's some fucking weird people. I'm out all hours, but there's a lot of people like me are sociable people, but there's some people out there that ain't being sociable, that look like they shouldn't really be out there, and I don't know what they're doing. Up to mischief, probably. But I've made all the mischief I need, mate, which was a Chatham weed dealer. And we got a big old bag there, look. Quarter. And another quarter. And we still got some of this. Check this out. This is the real deal as well. Got a few little buds left. Check that out. That's what you need, Glenn. Bit of that in your roll up, man. That'll liven you up. No, this is really nice stuff. And I've still got a bit, right? I believe. His bird come over today with that bit. Yeah, I've still got a little bit there. Yeah, he's a top geezer, the geezer that I've met from Chatham. And obviously I'm buying it in bulk, so I'm getting it cheaper. I was at a time, I'll just get half Oz. But he gets bags of special stuff every now and again, and I've asked him to get me a big bit of Squidgy Black, the actual red seal, not the gold seal. But yeah, he's proper connected, and he brings it to me. And he's got a pretty girlfriend who also brings it to me. So it's all cool. And considering I didn't even know him, his mate that I got talking to said, oh, I've got a pal that can probably help you out. So as soon as I said, oh, Fingerbob had sent me, he just sweets it up. I've just gone with him anyway. I mean, you know if someone's fucking on the level or not, do you know what I mean? If they know what the coup is. I know what the coup is, so it's all good. Anyway, look at that bad boy. That's just a beast drone I've ever had. She'll be up tonight. She'll be up tonight. The space shuttle. Crazy. Big old motors in it though. The only issue I got like is with the charger. Obviously the batteries connect up there, but the charging input I've only got, see, I've got loads of shit indoors. Well, it's not there anymore. I need to get the right transformer. But I'll tell you a bit about what's going on at the minute. Clarion Housing are being sued, and my social worker, the other day, I said to him, I feel like they've been, I said, what's that word? And he said, what was it? Discriminating? I said, that's the one. And he agreed. So, we're actually taking Clarion to court. They're going to be summoned. And I'm going to be defending myself. We've got a big briefcase full of Clarion bullshit. And that's where I'll be completely annihilating them. Because I've been in courts before with shit that I didn't do. It's quite easy for me to just stand and annihilate them. I've annihilated a couple of police forces in the past. And we've looked at it, how they've done it, and they break every law in the book. But yeah, I don't have to wait to hear from anything more from Clarion. All I have to do, right, is go down the county court's office at Medway, fill in a form, boom, you've got to have a bit of evidence, which I've got, and then what happens is Clarion gets summons to court, and then I'll be up there, and I'm just going to ask them so many things. I'm going to say, did you see this lady here in this statement claims to know me? Well, I've never even met her before in my life. And you're claiming that I was in trouble with the police there? Well, we've called the police up and the social services, and they don't know anything what you're talking about. So much bullshit, right? It is unbelievable. It's crazy, honestly. Accusing me of being arrested and all sorts. I said, let's ring the police. No, you ain't been arrested, Philip. And my social worker said, if I did get arrested, he'd know about it. But yeah, there's women slagging me right off, some woman from Clarion. I've never even met her before in my life. How can people be that judgmental they've never even met you? Because people's fucking palms have been greased. They didn't like it, mate. Because they come up against someone that didn't give a fuck, went on for 13 years going, no, you're all cunts. It's all simple as that. And I still say that now. Even after the threat of prison sentences, I said, don't care. The judge said, you've got to stop swearing. I said, well, fucking go and tell him to fuck off. I don't give a fuck. That's the way I've been, all the way through. And I'll carry on being like that. Really? But what I've managed to gather throughout the whole process of the 13 years is enough documentation about that thing to completely annihilate people. There's defamation and slanders laws and things like that. And it's unbelievable. How would you feel if some woman was claiming that you was the right fucking wrong one, right? But then you've never even met her or heard of her in your life? You'd be a bit curious? Like I said to Steve, every accusation needs a receipt. It needs something to back it up. You can't just turn up on the plot and go, well, yeah, he was down the police cell. Do you know what I mean? You need evidence. Otherwise it's just hearsay, isn't it? And I'm looking forward to getting in court because unlike Clarion, every time they talk to their lawyers, they're gone for a year. And I can't wait to get in their lawyer because I'll just rip them to bits, man. Honestly. My brain will be about 5 steps in front of what's going on in that court. Been there, done it before. Especially when it's a dead cert, you know you're right. and I'm interested in lots of things. Like the woman coming around saying, cut your tree down. Cut the hedge down. Otherwise we're taking you to court. I said, it's not even our fucking hedge. And then she said, oh, I've looked on the house boundaries. I said, don't talk crap. I said, I've been here 54 fucking years. Go and ask next door. I said, I ain't cutting no fucking hedge. I ain't asked. She didn't like that. But would you start fucking cutting the hedge after 54 years as if it wasn't yours? I ain't got a clue, mate. She was expecting someone with autism and ADHD, but with learning problems, which weren't me. I'm not high functioning. She wasn't expecting that. She was expecting just a mute sitting there, wagging their tail. Oh, fuck right, I ain't wagging my tail, mate. Fucking cunts. In fact, that's the worst thing I've been through there. Saying that, it didn't crack me up at any point. I'm just amazed Marcy Pepper's in a job. That's what started it all. She come round, got the ump because she couldn't walk right over me. I phoned up Clarion and said, by the way, I don't think torch.